Do you believe that there are penguins flying in the sky? How would you feel if you could harvest spaghetti from trees?
No! God, please, no! No!
If a professional baseball player threw a fastball at 27 kilometers per hour, can you believe this? Stories are famous April 1st day lies. In 2008, the British broadcaster BBC reported fake news that there is a swarm of flying penguins in Antarctica. Of course, the images were made with computer graphics. Harvesting spaghetti from trees is another famous fake news introduced on a BBC broadcast in 1957. In 1985, a US sports magazine reported first news that the New York Mets will recruit a pitcher who threw a fastball at 27 kilometers per hour. However, whenever fake news like this was released, quite a few people believe in such absurd news. Why do people believe these ridiculous lies? Hello, I'm Rebecca from Orin Korea, telling you everything about Korea. Today, I'd like to talk about lies in Korean folktale. Today's theme is Korea's first voice fishing, Korea's Ripley syndrome, here's the liver. First, let's look at the meaning of lies in a dictionary. Lies talking about things that aren't true by pretending to be true, or something like that. So, what does it take to make something that's not true look like it's true? Have you ever heard of Ripley syndrome? Ripley syndrome refers to a mental state in which you believe your own lies. Believe. You need to believe the lie is true. In order to deceive others, you need to act with all your heart to deceive yourself. The story I'm going to tell today is similar to the story of a penguin flying in the sky. It's a Korean folktale about animals. Let's get started right away. Today's main characters are hare and turtle. In Korea, this story is called 토끼전, tale of a hare, or 별주부전, tale of the turtle. The story begins with the appearance of a dragon king. Once upon a time, Koreans believed that there was a kingdom under the sea. The king in the sea is called the Dragon King. If I have to compare him, I can see him as Aquaman from the Hollywood movie Justice League. The healthy Dragon King suddenly gets sick. No medicine can cure the Dragon King's illness. Meanwhile, a doctor who is examining the Dragon King says his illness can only be cured by eating the liver of a rabbit on land. However, not many aquatic creatures could go ashore. While searching for animals to go out to land, a turtle volunteers to bring a rabbit. Not knowing the rabbit's face, the turtle leaves for land with a rabbit montage. He meets various animals on land, and after hard work, he finally meets a rabbit. He tells all kinds of lies to make the rabbit go to the sea where the Dragon King is. He says if she goes to a palace in the sea, the Dragon King will give her a high government post and a large fortune. Then the turtle talks in detail about the difficulties of living on land from the rabbit's point of view and invites her to the sea. As if it were true that it was not true, the turtle tells a lie considering the standpoint of the rabbit and even deceives himself. If you have someone who speaks for you more than you do, please suspect it's a lie. If one politician just says it's for you, please doubt it. And check it carefully. If you think about it, the turtle's behavior is like voice fishing. In Korea, scammers commit fraud by calling good people. The scammers sometimes turn into police, prosecutors, and financial institutions and rob people of their property in the name of protecting them. From this point of view, the rabbit is a victim of voice fishing. The rabbit laments a hard life on land, especially her lowest position of the food chain, and decides to follow the turtle. However, as soon as the rabbit follows the turtle into the sea, the Dragon King's fish soldiers catch the rabbit and take her to the underworld palace. It is ridiculous. Rabbit is dumbfounded. She thought it is only voice fishing, but she is even kidnapped. The rabbit is surprised but calmly responds, First of all, she grasped the current situation that the Dragon King needs her liver. The rabbit gives back just as they did to her. The rabbit pretends to feel pity for the Dragon King. She sympathizes with the Dragon King's situation one by one and is proud of the fact that she can help the king in the sea, and she feels sorry for him. She said the turtle didn't tell her these details beforehand. Then she came to the sea in a hurry and left her liver at home on land. The rabbit grieves and worries about the Dragon King. There is no other way for rabbit. There is no way for rabbit to live than to deceive the underwater Dragon King, who doesn't know the condition of land creatures. The rabbit realized that in order to deceive others, she must deceive herself. The rabbit showed Korea's first Ripley syndrome. As expected, the Dragon King and the underwater animal, who have no knowledge of the physical structure of land creatures, send the rabbit to land. And as expected, as soon as she gets on land, she runs away, making fun of the turtle who deceived her. This is Korea's first voice-fixing hair's liver, which shows Korea's first Ripley syndrome. Many people tell funny lies on April 1st day, which is more like real. The story of a penguin flying in the sky on the BBC, or a rabbit with its liver all the way to birthday from time to time. I'm Rebecca, a real Korean woman from Orin, Korea, telling you everything about Korea. Subscription and alarm settings are love. Please press like it. That's it, the end.